Alright guys, this is my first video and there's something I just want to get out the way. Democracy fucking sucks. Okay? Can we all just agree that? There's all these people talking bullshit about how democracy is the great savior of the West. And democracy is what we found all our ideals on, and it's just the most horse shit idea I've ever heard in my life. Like, the most basic rational thought will show you that democracy is harmful in every possible way, except in stoking people's egos. It's all it's got going for it. Seriously. It's like, well, democracy gives power to the people. No, it doesn't. Because each individual in a democracy has no power. They have the power to vote, but their power to vote does not matter unless it coincides with everyone else's power to vote. Therefore, it does not matter. The only winners in democracy are the people persuading people to vote. So it becomes, I know it's obvious, it becomes like a popularity contest, right? It's whoever can convince people to vote for them through whatever means they deem the most effective. So in a way, it's a meritocracy, but it's a meritocracy based mainly on deception, because deception is the most efficient way that you have to convince people of something. Because if you tell the truth, nobody likes the truth. Nobody likes the truth. Well, some people like the truth. Most people don't like the truth, right? They like to think they've got the truth, but they don't like the actual truth. That's too weird for them. So it just gets on my nerves, you know? It's like, it's in your best interests, if you are a politician, to convince people that you're going to do something. And for that, they have all these people studying all the different demographics. Like, oh, what's the best thing we could say regarding this subject or that subject? Or, oh yeah, I have to say that I like children because otherwise all the mothers are going to not vote for me and all that bullshit. It's all irrelevant stuff as well. Especially today, it's getting more and more irrelevant as time goes on. It's becoming about the most inane shit ever. And it's just, we've really reached a point where democracy has become a joke. It might have been pretty good back in the day when there was less people. But with this many people, it just doesn't work. It does not work. It seems like every time people are like, yeah, we're going to vote for this person, they do it. And then they're like, oh, this person sucks. I don't know why I voted for them. It's like, well, okay. Is that a problem with the person you voted for? Or is it a problem with the system itself? No, it's a problem with the person. Next time I'll vote for someone else. Oh, this person sucks. Well, is that a problem with the person you voted for? Or is it a problem with the system? No, the system's great. Right, okay. At what point do you go, you know what? Maybe this system is not quite what people claim it is. Maybe it's a piece of horse shit. But the problem is, most people think democracy is great. They think it's like the bee's knees. It's the cat's pajamas. It's the dog's bollocks. And so, democracy, majority rules, therefore, democracy is here to stay. Without some sort of crazy, violent uprising, but that has its own problems. So, we're kind of trapped. We really screwed the pooch. Whoever came up with democracy screwed the pooch. And I wish people would just admit that. I think the problem is, right, it was what Churchill who said, democracy is the worst form of government except for all the others. And that's fair enough. Except that he was Prime Minister. So, of course he's going to say that. Right? He's going to say, yeah, I know democracy sucks. But you voted for me, so it's not that bad. Right? in reality, that phrase stops you looking for alternatives, right? It's the worst apart from all the others. Right, well, what about the ones you haven't thought of yet? You know? What about, like... I think the concept of democracy is pretty good. It's just the implementation. It's the idea that everyone's vote is equal on a one-by-one basis. In reality, it should be everyone's opinion is equal, I think. Just on a rough shitballing of an idea, right? Instead of just voting for someone, vote for why you're voting for that person. Have like 100 different reasons, and you pick one, maybe you pick two. And everyone who votes for the same person for the same reason, just count that as, I don't know, one vote, right? Because they say, oh, democracy is all about getting the different ideas and, you know, comparing them. But it's not. It's about, like, brute force. It's about how many people vote for this guy. The reasons don't matter. They could be voting for them for any reason. But I think if everyone was voting for someone because, I don't know, they're really cool, let's say, that should only count as much as one person voting for someone because of, I don't know, their great strategic insight or whatever. And if someone is truly great, people are going to vote for them for a variety of reasons. Therefore, it's going to be great. Problem is, today, everyone is on the same page. Not everyone, but the majority of people are on the same page about everything. I know it doesn't seem that way because there's a lot of hate going on. But the hate is between the people who are all on the same page and the people who aren't. So the people on the same page are always going to win, right? Because everyone else is... they got no consistency going on. So you have this tyranny of the majority who are all being manipulated by, I don't want to sound conspiratorial, but let's be honest, the mainstream, right? So really, it's the mainstream who are running things. And it's not a democracy, it's a tyranny of the mainstream. If you had to give your reasons, the mainstream would at least have to branch out a bit, because they would know if everyone gave the same reason for voting for someone, they'd be less likely to win. So they'd have to at least flesh out what the person was about instead of just focusing on one individual thing. That's going a bit off topic. That's not necessarily something I'm advocating as an idea. It's just, the point is, there are other possibilities that we could look at, but we're never going to look at them because majority rules, and the majority are happy with majority rules because the majority, in majority rules, always get their way. So they're never going to complain. But the individual has no power unless they agree with the majority. So to say a democracy is the only way that you can have power is the most BS argument I've ever heard. I've never heard a more BS argument than that. It's the complete opposite of what it is. They say, oh, your vote counts. If you don't vote, then, you know, you don't have the right to complain. Why? I wasn't going to vote for your guy anyway. I wasn't going to vote for the mainstream candidate. You know? With like, I guess with stuff like Brexit, yeah, fair enough. Your vote does count. That's definitely true. But that's because that was for a very specific policy with a yes-no answer. When it comes to voting for a leader for the next 4 years, you can't do that shit. Because, I mean, even with Brexit, right? You vote yes. I didn't vote yes, I didn't vote. Unethical to do so. But, hypothetically, you vote yes. And then they just dick about anyway. So, it's just a load of BS, honestly. I don't see any redeeming qualities in democracy apart from it keeps people relatively happy with how things are. They might not like how things are in the details, but they like how things are. Well, we are living in a democracy. We'll vote for someone else in 4 years. Yeah, this guy sucks, but come 4 years, we're gonna vote for someone else. Yeah, how's that working out for you? You know? It's just whack, let's be honest. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to get it out there. Democracy sucks balls. And anyone who is in favour of individual freedom and still is in favour of democracy is talking complete and utter shit. Or they don't know what they're talking about. Or they haven't thought it through. And that's that. So that's all I wanted to say. See you later, guys. Bye.